Welcome to my channel Heavy Heart exclamation. Please don't forget to subscribe. The hotel room pulsed with a quiet, golden glow as the city lights spilled across the bed. Emily stood in front of Jason, her heart pounding, her eyes locked with his. His shirt was already unbuttoned, and her dress had slid down to reveal her bare shoulders. But this moment was more than undressing, it was about unveiling. She stepped forward, guiding him gently to the edge of the bed, her hands firm on his chest. Jason's breathing quickened, his eyes watching her closely, almost like he couldn't believe what was happening. "Jason," she said softly, straddling his lap, her mouth inches from his ear. "You wrote that you wanted surprise and surrender. But there's more." He swallowed. "More?" She pulled back just enough to look into his eyes. "I've never given you all of me. Not completely. Not like this. But tonight, I'm giving you both all of it. Every side of me. The one who leads and the one who lets go." She kissed him then, slow, deliberate, deep, letting her body melt against his. Her fingers wove through his hair, and her hips pressed gently against his. He groaned softly, already pulled into the gravity of her promise. "You sure?" he whispered, his voice raw. Emily smiled and moved her lips to his jawline. "I'm not just sure. I need this as much as you do." She stood and turned around, letting the red dress slip completely to the floor. She stepped out of it slowly, sensually, then turned her head to look over her shoulder. The look in her eyes made Jason rise from the bed immediately. The moment he came up behind her, she guided his hands to her waist, then lifted them to her back. "I want you to have every part of me," she whispered. "Front, back, heart, body, everything. I trust you with all of it." Jason stilled. The air between them pulsed with heat and reverence. She moved to the bed and climbed onto it slowly, looking back at him with a soft vulnerability that made him ache. She had never offered herself to him like this before, so openly, so deliberately, so lovingly. It wasn't about submission. It was about connection. A powerful, pure intimacy. Jason approached her like she was art. He didn't rush. He took his time, touching her with tenderness and fire. He kissed her spine. He traced her skin. And when he finally took her, it was with a slow, intense rhythm that matched the thrum of the city outside. She felt every inch of him, and he felt every breath of her. She let go. She let him in all the way, emotionally, physically. And Jason, overwhelmed by the trust she placed in him, responded with something deeper than lust. It was devotion. He moved with her, not just on her, whispering her name like a prayer. When they finally collapsed into each other, sweaty, breathless, tangled in sheets and silence, Jason pressed his forehead to hers. "I've never, Emily." That was everything. She brushed her fingers along his cheek and smiled. "Now you know what it feels like when your wife gives you both." And in that moment, Jason knew he had never felt closer to her, not just as a lover, but as a man trusted with her full self. She hadn't just fulfilled a fantasy. She'd changed their reality.